Good morning, everyone. It is I, your man Nipun Sharma, and welcome back to another video. Now, this video is going to be me predicting Matchday 24 of the 2020-2021 Premier League season. And yeah, as well as two rearranged fixtures from earlier match days. So yeah, with that being said, let's get straight into the video. Yeah. So, now with that being said, we move on to our first game, which is Leicester City versus Liverpool. And now Leicester City have won 4 of their past 5 games, losing 1, winning twice and drawing twice. And they're currently sat 3rd in the Premier League. Meanwhile, on the other hand, Liverpool are sat 4th, who have only won 2 of their past 5 Premier League games, losing the other 3. And it's not looking good for Liverpool ever since they lost Virgil van Dijk and Joe Gomez. So yeah, it's not looking good for the Reds. Now, whereas things are looking much brighter for the Foxes. Now, do I think that Liverpool will continue their losing run? I'm going to say yes. Yes, they are. I'm going to say Leicester will win this game. And it's not going to be close. I have a funny feeling they're going to hammer them, like they did to Manchester City earlier this season. I'm going to say that Leicester City will thrash Liverpool. Leicester City 3, Liverpool 0. The next game is Crystal Palace versus Burnley at Selhurst Park. Now, Crystal Palace are sat 13th in the Premier League. They've only won 2 of their past 5 games, losing the other 3. Meanwhile, Burnley, they too have only won 2 of their past 5 games. They drew their last game and they lost the other 2. And they're currently sat 17th. And I think that's where they'll finish this season. Now, with that being said, I'm going to say that Burnley win this game. I'm going to say Crystal Palace 0, Burnley 1. Now, moving on to a top 4/European clash decider. Well, it's the champions-elect Manchester City versus Tottenham Hotspur. Now, Manchester City have been unbeaten in their past 5 games, winning all 5, and they are currently on 15 wins. Consecutive wins. They have not drawn or lost a single game. Consecutively. They only have 2 losses all season and 5 draws. They are winning the Premier League. Let's have that clear. No one's going to catch them up. But Tottenham are their bogey team. They've knocked them out of the Champions League. They did a league double over them last season. They won against them earlier this season as well. In fact, Tottenham won against both Manchester clubs this season. One of them included a thrashing at Old Trafford. Do I think Tottenham can end Manchester City's winning streak? I think they can. Because they're a wounded animal. And a wounded animal is most dangerous. Yeah. An animal is most dangerous when it's at its most vulnerable. I'm going to say Tottenham win this one. I'm going to say Manchester City 2, Tottenham Hotspur 3. Oh. They've only... And meanwhile, Tottenham have only won 2 of their last 3 games. But Harry Kane and Son Heung-min were not present. Sorry, Harry Kane wasn't present for most of them. But now that he's back, he could have an influence. So yeah, I'm going to say Manchester City 2, Tottenham Hotspur 3. Now, moving on to the next fixture, which is Brighton and Hove Albion versus European fighting Aston Villa. Now, Brighton and Hove Albion are currently sat 15th in the Premier League. They are actually unbeaten in their past 5 games. The only team outside the top 10 to be unbeaten in their past 5 games. They've won 3 and drawn 2. So with that being said, I think Aston Villa will hand them their first loss. I'm going to say they're going to win. Brighton and Hove Albion 1, Aston Villa 3. The next game is Southampton versus Wolverhampton Wanderers at the St Mary's. Now, do I think that Wolves will get their revenge from being knocked out of the FA Cup? I'm going to say kind of, because I'm going to say it's going to be a draw. 1-1. I'm going to say it's going to be 1-1, full time. The next game is West Bromwich Albion versus Manchester United. Second place versus second bottom. I'm actually going to say Man United win this one. I could be 100% wrong, and Sam Allardyce does a masterclass on them. Which wouldn't surprise me given the fact how inconsistent United are sometimes. But I'm going to say United win this one. I'm going to say West Bromwich Albion 1, Manchester United 2. The next game, Arsenal versus Leeds United. Now this is a mid-table clash. This is a must-win for both teams. But the advantage is with Leeds because Arsenal have 2 players that are injured. Tierney, their main left-back, is injured, and so is Thomas Partey, which will give Leeds an advantage. But they have never won in the capital. They've never won in London. But given Arsenal's poor form as of recent, they've only won 2 of their past 5 games, losing 2 and drawing 1. The odds are in Leeds United's favour. I'm going to say Arsenal 1, Leeds United 2 Now we move on to the next game, which is Everton versus Fulham. I'm going to say this is a draw. I'm going to say Everton 2, Fulham 2. Although I wouldn't be surprised if either team win. I wouldn't be surprised if Everton win, nor would I be surprised if Fulham win. Now moving on to the next game. Sheffield United versus West Ham United at the Olympic Stadium. Now this is going to be a tough one because Sheffield United are clawing the Great Escape. But ultimately I think they will lose. They've won 2 of their past 5 games, losing the other 3. Meanwhile, West Ham United have only lost 4 of their past 5 games, winning 3 and losing only 1. And they're currently sat in a Europa League place. I am going to say that West Ham United continue their winning streak. I'm going to say West Ham United 3, Sheffield United 2. Now, the final fixture from Matchday 24. It's my team, Chelsea, versus Newcastle United. Now, I'm going to be doing a preview / predicted and preferred starting 11 for this later today, so stay tuned for that. So with that being said, it's actually going to be a pretty scrappy game in my opinion. I'm going to say Chelsea 1, Newcastle United 0. I'll do a more detailed analysis on this game in my preview to the build-up. Now moving on to the rearranged fixtures. Now the first rearranged fixture will be Everton versus Manchester City from Matchday 16. And my prediction for that game was Everton 1, Manchester City 2. And I'm sticking by it. Now, the second rearranged fixture was Burnley versus Fulham. My prediction for that was Burnley 2, Fulham 3. And I'm sticking by that prediction as well. So yeah, with that being said, social media is in the description below. Please remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, and turn on the bell notifications if you haven't already. The like target for today's video is 5 likes, so if you can get 5 likes, that would be great. And I shall see you in the next video. Peace. Up the Chelsea, and London is blue, and I'm out of here. Laters.